Well, if you're a regular viewer to my YouTube channel, you'll know that I'm particularly fond of electromechanical engines. I like them. I just think they're something a little bit different. I've even made a few rather crude attempts, but they actually do work, so that's something. But I just really love electromechanical engines. Now I saw this come up on eBay and was intrigued by it for a number of reasons. And this is obviously a solenoid engine. This is some sort of solenoid that's been utilised as the power source. But what intrigued me was that this is either a motorcycle or a car contact breaker set of points from car and motorcycle, and I've not seen that being used before as the circuit breaker. But obviously it would make quite a good one because they're designed to take quite a bit of power. Now this thing has obviously suffered some damage. It's bent here, so this all needs to be straightened out. Yeah, it's an intriguing engine, and the way it's been put together, I would assume the flywheel's been taken off of something else. But yeah, we're gonna strip this down, clean it up, straighten it up, and hopefully get it running. I don't actually know what voltage the solenoid is at the moment. There are some markings on it. It's Rockwell, which is a French company, I believe. It might be it may be a car component, possibly, which means that it's likely to be 12 volts nominal for the solenoid, but I don't know at the moment. I'll have to do some investigation into that. But yeah, interesting engine, and hopefully it will make an interesting project too. Well, here's the little contact breaker solenoid engine stripped down to its component parts, and there's not an awful lot to it. The only work I've done so far is I flattened out the base where it was bent, but it basically everything now, and it really just needs cleaning up. Wire, wheel work. I need to make a wooden base for it, and I may well redo these solder joints on this bracket because they are not in the best of condition, so I may well redo those. But it's really just a clean up job. That's all that it needs. And obviously I need to sort the wiring out and work out what voltage the solenoid is. But yeah, it's going to be a nice project. Well, the contact breaker solenoid engine is just about ready to go back together. I've flattened out and repainted the base plate. I've repainted the flywheel, cleaned everything else up, and I've made a nice wooden base out of a bit of jar of wood for it. So hopefully we can get it all put back together and get it running. Well, the contact breaker solenoid engine is finally done. I've spent some time rewiring it. The old wiring was pretty shot, really. I've added a little terminal block on the end of the wooden base. That just makes it a lot easier to connect power up to it. Yeah, it's pretty well done. All I've really got left to do, I'm going to run it anyway because we're not going to run it for a long period of time, but the crank pin is just a screw. I think it's a 3mm screw here, which is, it's not a proper crank pin, so I need to make up a proper crank pin for it. But I think other than that, it's pretty much done. I think it actually looks quite nice. The flywheel particularly cleaned up really well, and with a fresh coat of paint, it looks really nice. So I'll bring the bench power supply out and we'll see if we can get it to run. I've got the bench power supply set to just over 12 volts, and as I said, I don't actually know what voltage the relay is, but I have run it and it seems to work okay on 12-13 volts, so let's give it a go. Yeah, it's just about running on 12 volts, not particularly well. Let's increase the voltage a bit. That's better. That's about 14 volts. Not quite sure what's causing the dinging. I think it might be the little plate that the contact breaker on that's actually ringing. But it does run. You do have to fiddle. I did have to fiddle around with the timing quite considerably. It's very critical about where the gap on the contact breakers and where you time it. I think it probably still needs a bit more tweaking. But it's just about running. Well, watching this thing run, I've noticed there's an awful lot of slop in the crankshaft supports. A lot of wobble here. So I think the crankshaft supports really need remaking. But it is running, you know, so that was the whole point. So I think that'll be about it for the contact breaker solenoid engine. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you, as always, for watching. Cheers!